A few minutes ago, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu revealed the Jewish Messiah's name. Yes, you heard it right. He has just shared something intriguing about the awaited Jewish Messiah. It's a revelation stirring curiosity and sparking discussions. So who is the Jewish Messiah? What does the Prime Minister say today? Today, watch this video till the end to know more about Netanyahu's secret revelation regarding the Jewish Messiah. Benjamin Netanyahu became Israel's prime minister again, winning the election 16 months after facing defeat. Some Jewish rabbis believe he might have a special role in the coming of the Messiah. However, other rabbis suggest different perspectives, seeing him as a type of Messiah or the fulfillment of certain prophecies related to the Messiah ben Yosef or the Mashiach ben David. According to the article, rabbis say he's already holding meetings with the Messiah, referring to the belief that Netanyahu is connected to messianic events. These rabbis are searching for a Messiah who is not Jesus Christ. And this aspect catches our interest because it ties into the Bible prophecies about the Antichrist and the false prophet. The article points out the anticipation of a reality that will fulfill biblical prophecies. It mentions the faux prophet who does not comprehend the simple fact that Jesus is the Messiah. This insight becomes more intriguing as the article was written in advance, even before Netanyahu won the election. A few years ago, Rabbi Yitzchak Yurti, a highly respected sage in modern Israel, along with Luba Victor Rebbe Rabbi Menachem Nursing, participated in expressing their views. They asserted that Benjamin Netanyahu could be the last prime minister of Israel before the Messianic age. The article suggests a connection to the idea that Netanyahu might play a significant role in the events leading up to the fulfillment of Messianic prophecies. It is noted that many ultra-Orthodox Jews in Israel still believe that being right as Israelis is crucial, especially during the closing rounds of elections. Netanyahu's victory and Messianic expectations. On November 1, 2022, Netanyahu once again appeared poised for victory. In an old video clip, a respected rabbi expressed that Benjamin Netanyahu needed to play a more significant role in ushering in the arrival of the Messiah. The rabbi says Benjamin Netanyahu needs to do more to usher in the coming of the Messiah. This implies a belief among some that Netanyahu has a specific role to play in the events leading to the arrival of the Messiah. While there is substantial evidence that Jesus Christ fulfilled messianic prophecies from the Old Testament, certain instances connect Netanyahu to the imminent Messiah or the Jewish Messiah, not Jesus Christ. An article from November 19, 2018, titled "Netanyahu Holding the Keys for the Messiah," quotes a paragraph expressing concern about the criticism directed towards Netanyahu. The quote reveals, "It pains me as a friend, as a brother, as a close friend to see how many people continuously spill Netanyahu's blood." Despite this, the rabbi shares a surprising revelation. He is going to come out of it, and he's going to stand tall on God's side. He has a promise from the rabbi, and he's going to make it through this. I hope he can hand his keys over to Mashiach the Messiah and usher in the whole intro redemption. In another noteworthy article from 2018, a compelling idea is presented, linking Netanyahu to the concept that he will hand the scepter to the Messiah, the son of David. This notion adds intriguing elements to discussions about Netanyahu's connection to the coming of the Jewish Messiah. The article raises thought-provoking questions about Netanyahu's role in the approaching Jewish Messiah. It also touches on the prevailing belief about the Antichrist or the false prophet, stating, "According to John 7:42, the scripture said that the Christ comes from the descendants of David and from Bethlehem, the village where David was." The article introduces the concept of a two-stage process for the Messiah, citing Shem Mishmuel. The first stage, referred to as Mashiach ben Yosef, involves practical and earthly aspects, such as gathering exiles and building the land of Israel. The second stage encompasses the Davidic dynasty's re-established order and the Third Temple's crowning glory. Quoting Shemuel, the article explains, "Jonathan will come as the reincarnation of Mashiach ben Yosef, Messiah from the house of Joseph." It adds, "At the end of the day, he He's going to function as the second one to the Mashiach ben David, Messiah from the house of David. This further implies Netanyahu's significant and multifaceted role in the broader messianic narrative, connecting him to the expectations surrounding the reestablishment of the Davidic dynasty and the construction of the Third Temple. Netanyahu's role in the messianic prophecy. Continuing our exploration, the belief in Netanyahu's connection to the messianic narrative delves deeper into the concept of the reincarnation of David. According to the perspective presented, once this reincarnation occurs, Netanyahu is expected to fulfill his promise by serving as David's second-in-command. So it is mentioned that Netanyahu is fulfilling his function best to his potential as a frontrunner in the material world. This indicates that in the earthly realm, Netanyahu is seen as aligning with the responsibilities attributed to Messiah ben Yosef, whose primary role is to establish the spiritual foundation needed to receive the light of Messiah ben David. Within the realm of Messiah ben Yosef, there are acknowledged divisions. Rabbi Shurdy notes that Netanyahu is playing his role effectively as a frontrunner in the material world. Messiah ben Yosef's primary characteristic is preparing the spiritual foundation for the arrival of the light associated with Messiah ben David. The narrative reveals the existence of numerous traditions and beliefs that have evolved over the years, extending beyond what is explicitly mentioned in Scripture or understood as biblical reality. Quoting John 20:30-31, the text highlights the uniqueness of Jesus Christ as the Messiah, emphasizing, "These have been written that you may believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God, and that believing you may have life in his name." The article suggests that various traditions and interpretations have been created over time, shaping ideas about different messiahs, and their distinct stages. We now connect the evolving beliefs about Netanyahu's role with biblical prophecy. The Bible prophesies the coming of the Messiah. This prophecy anticipates the arrival of an antichrist and a false prophet, akin to Jesus' words in Matthew 10:5-6. "I was sent only to the lost sheep." The correlation is drawn with Jesus, who initially came as a testimony and fulfillment to be the Messiah for the people of Israel. However, it is recognized that they rejected him, leading to his crucifixion. As per the article, this rejection triggered a broader outcome, making Jesus the Messiah for all of humanity, including the Gentiles, as explained in the New Testament. The reasoning follows that when the Antichrist comes, his mission may be aligned with reaching out to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. These are the individuals who, despite their rejection of Jesus Christ as the Messiah for the entire world, may still be seeking a connection with him. Therefore, the Antichrist is seen as a figure dispatched to those who have not accepted the reality of Jesus being the Messiah for all, not just for the Jews. Antichrist as the Messiah in Jewish beliefs. Further, an article dated July 25, 2020, presents the perspective of a rabbi who asserts that the Antichrist might be the Messiah the Jews are seeking. According to the article, the rabbi outlines certain traits attributed to the Antichrist, suggesting he could be a direct descendant of King David of the tribe of Judah. Quoting the article, it emphasizes that the Antichrist is envisioned not only as a religious leader, but also as an unparalleled political figure. His proposed roles include overseeing the rebuilding of the Third Temple, restoring the Sanhedrin, and reinstating sacrifices. Additionally, he is anticipated to play a crucial role in uniting the Jewish people in the land of Israel. The article further states, the Antichrist must be a Jew and a descendant of David. This aligns with the notion presented in the 2 Thessalonians 2-4, where the Apostle Paul describes a figure who opposes and exalts himself above all, even claiming to be God, seated in the temple of God. Rabbi Mario Mourinho, a prominent figure in the Messianic Jewish Shema Israel congregation, is cited as concurring with this viewpoint. The possibility is raised that the Antichrist could either be associated with Islam, or be a political figure, or even an extraterrestrial being descending to Earth. And when we expand the idea, it's suggested that the Antichrist might have multiple roles to fulfill. However, the focus remains on the anticipation of a Messiah, particularly among the Jewish community who, over the years, have not embraced the belief in Jesus as the Messiah. The article proposes that this perspective aligns with the established paradigm, especially considering the numerous Bible prophecies that are intricately connected to and directed toward Israel. Prophecies of the Third Temple. The idea of the Third Temple in Jerusalem surrounded by armies links to a biblical reference in Matthew 24:1. This verse advises those in Judea to flee to the mountains. It's a part of a set of prophecies Jesus fulfilled during his time on earth, over 300 of them. According to the New Testament, Jesus is the Messiah. However, the Jewish expectation of the Messiah was based on Old Testament prophecies. They believed the Messiah would be a Hebrew man, born in Bethlehem, Isaiah 9:6, Micah 5:2, from a virgin, Isaiah 7:14, a prophet like Moses, Deuteronomy 18:18, a priest in the order of Melchizedek, Psalm 110:4, a king, Isaiah 11:1-4, and one who suffered before glory, Isaiah 53. All these align with Jesus Christ's life, fulfilling these messianic prophecies. The book of Daniel contains prophecies that hint the Messiah would come before the destruction of the Second Temple. This makes it logically impossible for anyone other than Jesus to fulfill these prophecies, given that they had to be fulfilled before the Second Temple's destruction. Therefore, these prophecies strengthen the belief that Jesus Christ uniquely fulfilled the criteria set by the Old Testament for the Messiah, aligning with historical events and biblical references. The legacy of the Second Temple in Jewish tradition. The Second Temple, though physically absent, holds immense importance in Jewish religious traditions, serving as a powerful memory in the hearts of many. The hope to rebuild this sacred structure persists, rooted in the belief that a future messianic era, foretold in biblical books like Ezekiel and Zechariah, will usher in its reconstruction and the restoration of worship practices. The idea of a third temple is deeply ingrained in theological interpretation, which is fueling debates among Jewish groups. While some Orthodox and traditionalist Jews eagerly anticipate a literal rebuilding, others perceive it symbolically, representing spiritual redemption rather than a physical edifice. These differing perspectives contribute to the theological discourse surrounding the concept. The Temple Mount's complexities intensify the discussions, considering its religious significance as the home of the Dome of the Rock and the Al-Aqsa Mosque. This sacred site poses significant challenges to any potential reconstruction efforts, requiring careful consideration and diplomatic approaches. Moreover, the Temple Mount, where the previous two temples stood, now houses the Al-Aqsa Mosque and the Dome of the Rock, both esteemed in Islam, making it a site of great significance for Muslims. Any endeavor to rebuild the temple must grapple with the delicate task of addressing these existing structures, likely encountering strong opposition from the Muslim community. The Islamic Waqf, responsible for managing Muslim holy sites, initially denied the presence of a pre-temple on the site, showcasing the sensitivity surrounding the issue. However, historical evidence challenges these claims. British archaeologist Robert Hamilton's discovery of a Jewish ritual cleansing site beneath the Al-Aqsa Mosque, including a mikveh, a Jewish ritual bath, in its foundations, indicates a tangible Jewish historical connection to the site. The discovery of the mikveh underscores the historical Jewish link to the site, providing concrete evidence despite initial denials. Nevertheless, political sensitivities and tensions in the region, heightened by the presence of the Dome of the Rock, create formidable obstacles for any attempts at physical reconstruction. Kohanim training and the red heifer. The vision of rebuilding the Third Temple encounters several challenges, with one significant hurdle being the training of the Kohanim, the descendants of Aaron, who are responsible for the temple's care and upkeep. To address this, a Sanhedrin, a governing body overseeing Jewish law, has been established, focusing on the comprehensive education of the Kohanim in laws, customs, rituals, and priestly duties associated with the temple service. Challenges also arise in procuring the essential element for temple sacrifices, the red heifer, a crucial requirement according to Jewish law. The red heifer must be entirely red with no blemishes, symbolizing ritual purity. Finding a rare cow that meets these criteria is a substantial obstacle. The Sanhedrin actively seeks solutions to these challenges, collaborating with the Temple Institute to cultivate farmlands and recreate Israel's natural environment during biblical times. Despite these efforts, challenges persist, particularly the scarcity of red heifers and the complexities associated with the political landscape of the Temple Mount. Now, the journey to rebuild the Third Temple reaches a crucial milestone, marked by the birth of an unblemished red heifer. Rabbi Chaim Richmond, alongside Reverend Clyde Lott, a rancher and Pentecostal minister, has undertaken a unique endeavor to produce the red heifer, presenting a significant development in the pursuit of rebuilding the Third Temple. Understanding the intricacies of animal husbandry and the specific rules for breeding, the team took a unique approach by implanting frozen embryos of North America's Red Angus into Israel's domestic cattle. After numerous unsuccessful attempts, the announcement of the birth of a red heifer calf in Israel marked a historic moment, being the first in the country in 2,000 years. This achievement brought relief and excitement, particularly for those eagerly anticipating the results. The red heifer, currently kept in an undisclosed location, is expected to play a significant role in future religious ceremonies. Plans, led by Rabbi Yitzhak Mamo, are underway to hold a ceremony to slaughter the imported red heifers during Passover in 2024. However, this endeavor faces challenges, particularly concerning the delicate issue of the control of the Temple Mount, which remains under Muslim authority. Battle of Armageddon. Further, the Battle of Armageddon stands as a pivotal concept in discussions about the end times. It's prophesied as the ultimate showdown between the forces of good, led by Jesus Christ, and those of evil, led by the Antichrist. Mentioned in the book of Revelation, Armageddon symbolizes a grand and decisive conflict between heavenly and earthly powers. Although its location has sparked debates, the term originates from the Hebrew Har Megiddo, referring to the hill of Megiddo, an ancient fortified city in northern Israel. Biblical passages like Matthew 24 and Revelation outline signs that signal the approach of Armageddon. These signs encompass wars, famines, earthquakes, and the rise of false prophets. These prophecies warn about humanity's challenges in the end times, urging people to maintain their faith and exercise discernment amidst potential deception. Armageddon isn't about the end of the world, but rather signifies the climax of moral decay in contemporary civilization and the ultimate clash between earthly nations and celestial forces. It's not the complete termination of the world, but rather a symbolic representation of the pinnacle of moral decline and the final confrontation between earthly powers and divine intervention. Understanding these prophecies is vital, not for instilling fear, but for encouraging vigilance and steadfastness in faith amid challenging times. Message for everyone. So Jesus fulfilled numerous prophecies, and these statements aren't ever to disregard Jews or to attack people in the world who are deceived and lost and don't believe Jesus is Christ. It is as clear as it could be that he is the Jewish Messiah. For those open to God, such as Jewish people or people who follow Islam, they need to study the prophecies that Jesus fulfilled because they can easily see it's not like they are just rejecting God in general. They believe in God. Therefore, they need to study the prophecies that Jesus fulfilled, and they can see that Jesus Christ is the Messiah. Concerning Benjamin Netanyahu and his ties to the Messiah, when we see all these things about Benjamin Netanyahu ushering in the Messiah, he will hand his keys to the Messiah, and all of these ties that he has to the coming Messiah for the Jewish people, Christians, and people in general need to be on alert. This alertness is crucial because when the next Messiahs come, when the next world leaders come to take the world control of the governments and the finances of the world, everyone must be vigilant and discerning. This statement concludes the Antichrist, and we can know that for sure because of Bible prophecy. Christians must be aware of these things, as they are crucial to watch and look at. Whenever a Messiah figure comes onto the world stage to fix everybody's problems, there's a significant possibility that he is either the Antichrist, the false prophet, or a part of the process leading to their emergence. Jesus is the Messiah, and it is encouraged to analyze the prophecies. Even if someone doesn't initially believe them to be true, Jesus promises to reveal the truth to those who seek a relationship with him. To people of other faiths, such as Islam or Judaism, the advice is to pray to Jesus, talk to Jesus, and test to see if he's real. Jesus will reveal himself as the Messiah, the Savior of the world, and Christ. It's emphasized that that's the only way to God is through him. So what do you think about the hidden Jewish Messiah revealed by Netanyahu? Comment below and subscribe for more.